Wu Shuang Xiu. Starting from attribute points introduction. In the late dynasty, monsters were rampant, natural disasters were constant, and the people were struggling to make a living. Huang Xuan, carrying the attribute bonus panel, traveled through and embarked on an irreversible path of refining talismans in order to survive. How can we break this deadlock and stand on top of 10,000 people, with monsters raging outside and the imperial court urging inside? Chapter 2. Entering the Mountains. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 4. Mastering Talismans. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 5. Abundant Receipt of Goods. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 6. How Township Chief, Good Township Chief. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 7. Human Life. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 9. Conditions. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 3. Initial Use of Talismans. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 10. Ninth Grade Martial Arts Master. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 8. Collaborating in Conspiracy. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 11. Refining Talismans. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push, dong dong dong. Who is it? The woman inside the door spoke and looked a bit nervous, looking out through the crack in the door. Aunt Chow, it's me, Huang Xuan. And me, Lin Huan. Aunt Chow inside confirmed through the crack in the door that the person outside was not lying, and then opened the locked door. The door opened, and in the eyes of Huang Xuan and his wife was Aunt Chow, who was already covered in gorgeous hair. Huang Xuan clearly remembered that when he went to deliver rabbit meat that night, she was not like that. One night with a bald head. Damn bandit, damn Haran. Huang Xuan cursed angrily in his heart. So it's you guys. What's up? Aunt Chow's throat has noticeably become hoarse, and her eyelids have relaxed a lot. It's hard to imagine how much pain she has endured alone since Uncle Wang left. Aunt Chow. Lin Huan's eyes were filled with tears, and she choked up for a moment. Aunt Chow, I apologize for Uncle Lu's incident. Thank you so much for your family's care over the years. Your kindness to Uncle Lu has been deeply ingrained in my heart, Huang Xuan. Without you, Sister Lin and I would have starved to death and been thrown into the mountains long ago. Huang Xuan unloaded half of the roe deer meat from behind, and when Aunt Chow was about to say something, he interrupted her directly. Aunt Chow, although Huang Xuan doesn't have any other skills, it's not a problem to hunt some meat in the mountains. I caught this roe deer on the mountain yesterday. Please accept it. Such a large piece of meat, at any rate, would cost 1 or 2 taels of money. Based on the current situation of Aunt Chow's family, it would be several years before it could be fully repaid. She quickly waved her hand to refuse. Huang Xuan gave a glance, and Lin Huan immediately understood. She stepped forward and took Zhao Auntie's hand, persuading her countless times before Zhao Auntie agreed to accept it. Then he began to burst into tears again, pouring out all the pain in his heart in one breath. Ah Xuan, Auntie Zhao, one last word. You said. I'm sorry for you, Ah Xuan. Your family is all good people. That night, you came to bring us rabbit meat, and I thought you came to borrow food again, so I didn't open the door for a long time. Today you guys. Sigh. I'm really not something. Speaking, Aunt Zhao was about to slap herself a few times when she was stopped by Huang Xuan. Huang Xuan only said lightly, the world is difficult, and it is already very difficult to support oneself. Aunt Zhao, your family is truly a great kind-hearted person. Upon returning home, Huang Xuan began rummaging through boxes and cabinets again. Ah Xuan, what are you looking for? In 2 days, those mountain bandits will come to test my ability to refine talismans, but I haven't practiced it myself yet, so I don't have much confidence in my heart. I'll see if my parents have left any tools for me to practice. Huang Xuan didn't look up, just buried himself in search. Hey! I found it. Huang Xuan found some useful things in the small pottery jar under the bed, including a dusty brush, a stack of wrinkled yellow paper, a small piece of cinnabar stone, and a mortar. Huang Xuan didn't rush to take action, but first went to check if the doors and windows were tightly closed. Although these 3 things looked ordinary, once combined, the official knife could be on his neck at any time, and he had to be cautious. After confirming that the doors and windows were tightly closed, Huang Xuan carried the pottery jar to the stove, and Lin Huan followed behind with curious eyes. First, grind this cinnabar. Sister Lin, help me fetch some water. Huang Xuan, relying on his senses, ground cinnabar into powder and divided it into 5 parts. 1 part was mixed with water, and the originally clear and transparent water gradually became turbid until the cinnabar was completely evenly dispersed in the water, red like blood. It's no different from grinding ink. Alright, now let's draw a gourd and a gourd. All the ink and paper are ready, and the next step is to use cinnabar to draw on the rune paper. Huang Xuan chose the practical and easy-to-use fire token. Any talisman he used will be recorded on the panel, which is equivalent to each stroke being engraved in his memory. There are not many strokes and the patterns are not complex pictograms. The lower 2 horizontal strokes are firewood, and the upper 2 strokes are the rising fire, totaling 4 strokes. Huang Xuan dipped his pen in ink and soaked it with cinnabar solution. He wrote crookedly on the talisman paper, relying on the appearance of the talisman in his mind. This talisman refining is not as simple as writing with a brush. A brush dipped in cinnabar ink feels so heavy. The most deadly thing is that for every extra stroke, the pole seems to become heavier in just 4 strokes. It took Huang Xuan nearly 2 minutes, and Lin Huan watched Huang Xuan's trembling right arm from the side, afraid to make a sound easily. After finishing the task, Huang Xuan moved his heavy right hand and gently put down the brush. In this moment, he felt relieved. When the moisture on the talisman paper completely evaporated, the talisman felt like it had life. After a high-frequency shake, it flew up into the air and then flipped back and forth in a regular manner, finally falling into Huang Xuan's hands. Huang Xuan carefully scrutinized the fire-generating talisman in his hand, and the cinnabar was faintly glowing with red light. The 2 strokes above seemed to be flickering with flames. Compared to the remaining fire-generating talisman at home, the one in Huang Xuan's hand, which he personally refined, appeared more spiritual. Ah Xuan, how are you doing? Is this done? Lin Huan doesn't understand these things, all she knows is that Huang Xuan looks a bit tired. It should be done, and the quality seems to be quite good. As soon as he finished speaking, Huang Xuan fell to the ground with his head down. He vaguely heard Lin Huan's shout, and his consciousness became blurred, as if he had sunk into the rice paste. Huang Xuan struggled to open his eyes, looking at everything familiar in front of him, and his fatigue seemed to have been swept away. He scanned the energy column on the panel, February 4th. It should be that refining talismans has consumed a lot of my energy. After all this fuss, my energy has been cleared, which is why I fell asleep. A basic, fire-making talisman, consumes 4 points of my energy. I must quickly increase my energy limit, Otherwise it will be troublesome if I faint again next time I refine the talisman. During her contemplation, Lin Huan, who was sitting by the bed and leaning down to take a nap, also woke up. Ah Xian. You woke up, how are you feeling now? You fainted in the stove before, scared me to death. Are you hungry now? I'll go make you something to eat. Lin Huan tucked in a blanket for Huang Xuan and got up to work in the stove again. Huang Xuan couldn't help but raise the corners of his mouth slightly. At least in this world, Lin Huan was the first woman he had ever remembered to take such care of and be gentle with. He secretly swore in his heart that in the future, he would not let Lin Huan suffer any hardship. The top priority is to deal with the group of mountain bandits on the spot. Perhaps we can take advantage of this opportunity to make some money. Although this business will be beheaded if caught, hunting for the rest of our lives will not make us rich. We can only give it a try first.